Ken Morgan, thanks so very much, and welcome everybody to the Sam McKee Memorial Broadcast Set. It's time to go in the Sulky. My special guest tonight is the Orange Crush, Andy Miller. And Andy, thanks so much for spending a few minutes with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
I tell you what, let's get right to it. Recently, Andy, you became just the 21st driver in the history of harness racing to get to 10,000 wins. How important, how impactful how impactful was that 10,000 win for you?
Oh, very. As growing up in the sport, we never think of numbers that much, especially that big a number. So to get to something like that, it means you've been in it a long time and worked hard at it.
Yeah, certainly you've had your great degrees of success. Obviously, a lot of wins here, a lot of wins at Freehold Raceway. What are some of the other tracks that you've really enjoyed racing at?
I spent most of my early years, I guess, in Chicago and the Illinois fairs. So, I think it's split about 50-50 on the number of wins. I probably win close to 5,000 there and then moved out here.
Now, you started a long time ago on the Illinois fair circuit, roughly 40 years ago. Who was instrumental in pointing you towards your career in harness racing?
There was a couple horses, namely Taser Gun and Incredible Tilly, probably did some of the biggest things for my driving career because I win a lot of races with them, kind of got put on the big scene out there, I guess, and Taser Gun ended up coming out here and racing against some of the greats out here in the open ranks.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Andy's Dandy, and we're going to talk about some high points in your career. Of course, number one at the top of that list is win number 10,000, came a couple of Sundays ago at Lexington's Red Mile, and of course, everybody loves to race at the Red Mile, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely, and for it to happen at the Red Mile was great. I mean, the Meadowlands, Red Mile, there's some of the best spots to race at.
Now, the year 2000, 613 wins, that's an awful lot.
Yeah, it was a great year that year, and I did a lot of work, got a lot of drives, and made the most of it.
Now, that was the Balmoral, Maywood. Where else were you racing at the time?
Springfield, and then a few of the fairs, and just everywhere I could get a drive, I would show up.
Springfield, that's not the World Trotting Derby was DuQuoin, right?
Yeah, that was DuQuoin. I raced there too.
Okay, so now 5 Breeders' Crowns as well. That's a great highlight reel for just about anybody. Winning Breeders' Crowns, that doesn't get much better than that.
That's always special to win a Breeders' Crown. My first one was with Irv's horse, Restive Hanover.
Right.
She went out of the 10-hole in Canada, so that was really special. And Lucky Jim winning the Breeders' Crown was because we trained him too, me and my wife. So that was really special.
You had a good career going in Illinois, racing at Maywood, Balmoral, other tracks. You decided to come to New Jersey in 2006. You had a wife, you had a young son, you were making a good living. Why make the move?
We set the kids down, Tyler and Olivia, and me and Julie.
Oh, sorry, forgot about Olivia. Yeah.
Me and Julie talked about it, and just kind of said we're going to take the leap and make the move, and if it doesn't work out, we can always go back home, but it's worked out good so far.
Yeah, it sure has, no question about that. Twitter questions. Brad asking, what is your opinion as to what exactly went wrong in Illinois? He says fans have their opinions, but never hear the opinion of the horseman.
Well, when we left, it wasn't really that broken. It just was on the decline, and the future of it didn't show promise or didn't look like it was going to be on the upswing. It was on the downswing. So we just decided to pick up and move.
All right. Now, Karen is asking your all-time favorite horse to drive, and you had a handful of good ones.
I'd hate to say just one, because obviously Taser Gun and Incredible Tilly was, kind of springboarded my career, and then probably Lucky Jim, because he was a horse that always got me to the winner's circle no matter what I did.
All right, we're going to get to Lucky Jim in just a second, but let's roll some highlight reels from Andy Miller's career. Let's start in the Hamiltonian Oaks about 15 years ago, and a Trans-Med-Hammer filly by the name of Creamy Mimi. Why don't you talk us through the stretch here? This is an awfully big win for you.
Oh, yeah, it was. I got lucky to pick up the drive. Sears had won a couple of eliminations and picked off of her, and it ended up raining. She ended up in a good spot and just, sprinted to the wire.
Does it have any more significance to you that she wasn't one of the real favorites in the race?
Obviously, the favorite is probably one of the best ones in the race. So the bigger favorite you got, the bigger chance you got. But, it's always, any way you win it, it's great.
All right, now 5 Breeders' Crown victories. One of them came with a horse that Andy mentioned just a few moments ago, Lucky Jim, during a campaign that saw him win 17 out of 18 races. Not a long shot here. In fact, you were a nickel on the dollar.
He was a great horse. It didn't matter what I did, he'd get me to the winner's circle in 2009. So he just was a super horse to drive, train, be around, everything.
He won over $1 million that year. What was the best attribute that Lucky Jim had as a racehorse?
Get to the winner's circle.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't matter where he sat. You know, when he turned for home, he was going to beat every horse he was in the race with.
Now let's turn the clock back just a couple of weeks, back into July, and we're going to take a look at a 3-year-old that you have, a Muscle Hill colt that you and Julie have by the name of Little Expensive. We know when Little Expensive brings his speed show, he can go an awfully long way on the front end. Here he is winning in the slop.
Yeah, he's just a really nice horse that's had a few issues, a few health issues, and you know, when he gets it together, he's fast and he likes his job.
Now, I was kidding with you before we came on camera. Last night, Gabe Pruitt and I were playing some pick 4s, and in that race, Up Your Dale looked like a prohibitive favorite. Air Power, we weren't sure. And as I can see, Little Expensive actually beat Up Your Dale to the line. Do you take away something really good from that?
You know, hopefully he keeps progressing the way he is. He went at Pocono a couple weeks ago, and then he was really good last night. If he just keeps improving a little bit, you know, come the end of the year, he might get one of the big ones.
All right, let's get into the home stretch here and talk about something I call no I in Team Orange Crush. Of course, you've teamed up with your wife, Julie, to many, many victories. In fact, over 1,600 of them. Why does the husband and wife team of Julie and Andy work so well?
It's tough to say. I mean, we have our issues, but as far as a team, we work good together. We work everything out. We discuss things. You know, it's worked out really well for us, and you know, we just enjoy each other and do the best we can.
Over $9 million in earnings during 2017 and 18. Obviously, 2 great seasons. And also, your son Tyler, I saw 2 years ago he won 80 races. Last year, 100. This year, he's over 100 already. So he is continuing on a tremendous incline up in his career.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. And moving to Tioga was a good thing. Jeff and Jason kind of talked him into it, and he's got a lot of opportunities up there and really made the most of them.
All right, last question. In recent months, we haven't seen you here at the Meadowlands as much as we'd like. Where have you been racing, and will you return to the Big M on a regular basis as the weather gets colder?
I'll be here. You know, as long as I have work, I'll be here, and you know, I do spend a little more time with the family, and but you know, I always love driving good horses, and as long as I get the work, I'll be here.
Andy Miller, we really appreciate you spending a few minutes with us. Good luck on getting to 20,000 victories lifetime.
I doubt if that'll happen.
All right. Well, thanks so much.
Every win's special.
Thanks so much again to Andy Miller. After this quick timeout, we'll bring Gabe Pruitt on set. It's time for him to get to work. We'll talk about what's going on in harness racing and look at tonight's featured action. It's time for Andy to get to work. So once again, Andy, get to work. Great to have you.